Gonna get pushed away. Shark very low as well. Forced to go back to base. ISO on the best player, but Basic's on the base. They gotta stop him. They gotta stop him. Basic goes down. The stun. That's it. So close on the thread. That's how. We know the late game damage, so here we go. Game 7 in the North American Challenges Tournament Grand Finals. BTK or Outplay will be crowned here, and now, who's it gonna be?
We got a lot of pressure on both of these teams. This is what they came for. This is what North America asked for. This is what MobileLegends, the world, asked for. They were tired of the sweeps, and this is what we've given them, a Game 7.
Yeah, I know, people probably waking up still around the world. They're going to jump right into Game 7 and be like, what happened? Well, you guys can always go back and watch pretty much how things unfolded. Again, it's been a great series so far, and at this point, it's anybody's game. It really comes down to, I can't even say it's the team that gets the momentum, because we've seen a quick turnaround before with a 10K lead where BTK turned things around. So all it comes down to, what teams execute it better, what teams have that better macro-micro play. Early game, I don't expect to see too much action. They might just settle in, like we were saying, to kind of hone in, farm up where they need to, play it a little bit safe. That's why the junglers are who they are in the hero slots, and work around it. Right now, for MOBAZANE, and MOBA Fred, if you will, he might actually decide to just put the pressure on. JoyBodge, this is another point where it's like, this is showing confidence. He's picked Kaja now after some of the... Oh, hold on.
A little bit of damage on a MOBAZANE there. Speaking of him, Basic trying to get the first kill.
Wow.
MOBAZANE will be able to get away. JoyBodge trying to get that final hit on the best player. They move in. Goes down. Yato to the backside.
On the hunt
for another one. Doesn't get the Cyclone. Best player. Going to be able to get away from this. Basic, though, getting the stun, but watch for ISO. He's here, ready to help out. Yato able to flicker away, and BTK coming out on top.
Yeah, one kill for BTK there. Cutting it close was MOBAZANE, using that Appraiser's Wrath to fill back up his health and then use the flicker to get
the Land of Dawn, game number 7. We were 2 minutes in, so that'll be leading up. First turtle is up here, getting us situated. Both junglers grabbing their buffs, getting in situation, getting in position.
Yeah, getting in position here, and you see the turtle gonna be taken out there. One kill for BTK right now, just a little bit of an advantage. I mean, you can't even really call it advantage, especially in the opening 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and Yato just takes that Numion Blast, so we got to keep our eyes on him during this fight. He actually secures level 4 a little bit early because of some of that EXP from earlier, and BTK taking their time with this. Best player coming up from the bottom side, going to clear this camp and then try to make the play happen.
Man, right now, fighting for this first turtle, the game half health.
Yeah, big stun. Promise, trying to disrupt MOBAZANE, able to get the grab, pull him away, and best player takes the first one. Wait, there's Shark, 3-man Numion Blast. Everyone getting stunned. Yato taken out. That's a long-range decimation right there. Best player able to take him out. It's 1-1 currently. Outplay has a gold lead.
And this is what we were talking about, that early game from Outplay, and it is BTK's job right now to try to mitigate as much as they can to kind of push this, force it into the late game.
Oh, that's an important kill if they can get it.
Shark.
The Bulwark comes out. Shark always there in the nick of time, but here comes Zane, sliding out from the side, picking up the kill. Hoon dropping down the road manipulation. Best player trying to get the finish, pops the decimation, able to secure it, and now JoyBodge hiding out under the tower. ISO looking for a finish here, but I would say taking out that gold lane, that's kind of huge this early in the game.
Yeah, they need to do that, right? Put focus where they can. You can see the response, though. They're right on point. Wherever Outplay is, there's BTK. Wherever BTK is, there's Outplay. They know each other. Just like they mentioned in the video, man, they were ex-teammates for some of them, and how this all plays out here, it's showing in this series. And now as things kind of unfold, right, we've already got past that kind of early stage. The second turtle's still under a minute away. There's that item pickup. Hoon is now locked in with Ice Queen 1. This is where things got kind of dicey, right, the previous game, and it's something that BTK has to be conscious of. They can't get caught under that CC, especially because Hoon's running in pure rage, right? He's going to be looking to poke down, keep getting that mana back, keep poking people, slowing them down, and the follow-up is there. Shark earlier had a great Numenal Blast. It was three, maybe 4 people. Can BTK disrupt that? That's what Yato should be doing. He should be on the hunt for that as they set up for those objectives.
Yeah.
Second, big pick on a Shark there, brings it down to about half health. The Numi on blast, Yato the flanker. Down goes Shark, finally finding that kill. Hoon though, brings out the world manipulation. Yato will be able to get away from this, but Basic wants to try to fight it out. Yato with the re-engage. Looking for the Terrify. It lands. Basic brought down very low. ISO flickers in, looking for the finish. Not able to get it. Back down at the turtle pit. A little bit more action. MOBAZANE going to get pushed away once again. Down to about half health, but here comes T. Maybe looking for the Petrify. Hasn't used it just yet. Best player able to find MOBAZANE. T pops the Petrify. Looking for best player here. Joybaj also here as well. Numi on blast. Doesn't connect. They sense it coming. They pop the flicker, but still the position of this turtle goes to Outplay.
Yeah, it's going to be a clean pickup for Outplay. Yato not going to be able to do too much to kind of reply to it. You see their best player going ahead and picking it up. And we were talking before about a T, and that's going to have to be the answer for Hoon as we start moving into a lot of these objectives, a lot of these team fights.
Yeah, again, you know, that's the assignment here. T has to be able to find Hoon as things go into the game. Yes, he has that 1 death. He doesn't have any kills, but it's more on that utility of the Eve, the fact that you set up that RWM, you work with that Ice Queen one, you get the slows out, and it just sets things up because whether it's Shark, whether it's Hoon finding that, you need to have an answer, right? And yes, the Martis, he's tough to handle with because the way that kit works, he's 3-0 by the way, so he's decimating all over BTK right now. Let's see how this plays out. There's a lot of action here being set up.
Yeah, they really want ISO here. Quick note to show, 3-3 in the games, 3-3 in kills on the board. Somebody's got to break this down and change it up.
Yeah, you can see at the bottom, MOBAZANE trying to ward off a little bit of this pressure that's coming up on top. And we do see the Golden Staff being picked up for ISO.
It's going to be big. It's going to be very important at this point. Looks like we're trying to make a play on the mid side. Best player going to get pulled in. Shouldn't be able to get away from this, but he has been slippery in the past. But no, not today. ISO with the shutdown.
That's what they needed, right? BTK had to make a pick somewhere. They have the tools to do it, and they made a good play there in the mid lane. They are going to trade a little bit, right? Turret is now down. Outplay gets that first one. BTK has to also be conscious of the space around the map. That mid is almost down. If they can get that down, hopefully work around it. The next turtle comes up here. It's going to be the third one of the game. If BTK can secure themselves the space they need, contest the turtle, grab it, they're in a good position, again, to go back and forth for this game number 7.
Yeah, and that's going to be the amazing thing here. We were talking about it. We have 6 seconds left on the turtle, but every single time BTK is able to shut them down, able to slow them down, it's working against OP as this moves more into the later game where they can start doing things here like being able to shut down Hoon.
Yato, speaking of Hoon, he's trying to get the shutdown, but he's in a bad spot. Gonna get hit by that road manipulation, and Hoon finds him instead. Another turtle down about half health. Promise gonna keep MOBAZANE at bay here. Best player able to secure it, take it from him. Wait a second. Promise looking for a play to happen. Joybaj is in the realm of things. They pull him right in the Numi on blast. MOBAZANE still up though. ISO now involved, brings out the speedy light wheel, but T goes down anyways. Now Shark gets the stun. Outplay pushing back, looking to take this tower. They're going to break it down, and the next target is the BTK.
This is what we were talking about, that early game pressure from Outplay, and BloodThirstyKings are just not able to answer it, and you can't always bank on a mistake from them. And right now, the choke continues for BTK. They're starting to tighten this, is Outplay.
Let's look at the bright side. BTK, ISO hasn't died. He's got a couple kills on his belt. They might make a play up here.
And they keep on feeding ISO. Promise hits a split, should be able to get away here. Terrified, but still, if we notice, if we look at things, they've been sacrificing a lot, but it's all funneling into ISO. Does that have value though, Private? Wait a second, no, T. In a bad spot, caught up in a road manipulation. Best player with the decimation, able to get the finish. MOBAZANE's here, taunts him up, locks him up under the tower, but the tower still goes down. Zane in a little bit of trouble, brought down to about 20%. Shard tries to get the Numi on, and it lands onto Zane. Basic picks it up. That's a 2-for-0 trade over to Outplay.
Yeah, and just when they were able to take a tower up at top, OP answers with 2 towers of their own and some kills in the bank for them as well. 7-4 and 3K gold lead for Outplay.
Right now, Outplay is just doing what they have to do all across the board. And as time goes on, again, this is only 10 minutes in the game, BTK might look to actually contest that first Lord. It might even be better if they just let it go and defend. ISO's all, like, going back to the point, ISO's doing okay. He's got the kills. He hasn't gone down. If they can get a pick off, going for Promise.
Petrified, stunned up, but he's so bulky. And the split comes in clutch every time.
That's my point. They did this just a couple minutes ago. They invested a lot on Promise, and it didn't work.
Yeah, but they still have something up their sleeve. Yato drops down the Numion Blast. Hoon still keeping that real manipulation up. Promise finally going low. T looking for it. Gets knocked up. The Numion returns. The T goes down. Joyvaj now on the run here. The Lord should be in the hands of Outplay.
Nice you put it out there that they were baiting out a lot of these abilities. BTK kind of, Promise doing such a great job of forcing his way into the back line and just taking all the abilities he can, which opens it up for Shark, which opens it up for Basic to kind of pull back and reply.
We're back to familiar territory here. BTK on the defense. They've made it happen before. Again, it's only the first Lord. They should be able to make quick work of it. There's a pull.
Pulling best player. A little bit of damage is coming from ISO. Shark brings out the Bulwark Shield. Luckily, the Numion Blast does get stopped. Yato's got one of his own up his sleeve. Brings it down on top of Promise. And Promise finally falls. And mortality does come from best player. Will be able to get away. Basic drops to torn apart memories, but doesn't find anyone. Yato does finally drop. Basic starting to pick up some pieces here.
Yeah, starting to try to get the maximum amount of value out of this non-luminous Lord. They do have the mid pushing. Here comes the Black Dragon.
Yeah, into the backside, gets a Petrify, looking for Basic. Trying to get the kill on the run. MOBAZANE drops that Wrath, and 3 members have fallen for Outplay. Another beautiful defense. ISO almost caught up in that world manipulation, but will get away.
Kind of holding this at a 3K gold in his shades of that last game that we were seeing where BTK on the defense really answering the call when the pressure is on.
Right there is exactly what Outplay has to watch out for, right? The game's going to go on here. ISO is probably the biggest hope for BTK. Other than that, T, as he gets a little bit more tanky, it's going to work out for him, right? He has had a couple deaths where he has to do it, right? Someone has to do it. It can't always be Zane, because Zane has to be there, especially as we get towards these crucial Lord takes. MOBAZANE has to be alive to fight for this. They get the tier 1 to the mid lane to work around with some space on the map. BTK, though, they're showing fight. They're not going to let this one go. Outplay still has work cut out for them.
Yeah, and little by little, you can see this lead starting to dwindle away. Just about a 2K gold lead for Outplay, and they need to have an answer, and they need to have an answer soon.
Yeah, if they go for Promise here, we're looking at Outplay hiding out in this bush. They're waiting for the play. They're waiting for that Conceal to come in, and that's what I'm a little bit excited for. They do finally pop their face. Here comes Conceal. Shark looking for someone, looking for the Hunt. Not able to lock on to T there. Numion Blast comes out for the Black Dragon, able to nullify it. Now BTK looking for the bite back, looking for the strike back, trying to bring the fight back. Conceal play comes out. Yato here, able to pull a Numion Blast for himself, and down to the bot side, they might just take some damage onto this tower.
That Conceal, they're just saying hi, right? They're not going to commit to it just yet, because no one wants to go down. Oh, Joybotch. Oh, okay. He's all right. He's showing he's all right. He's got the recalls out too. He's like, just kidding. No. There it is. I love that you can speak with the emotes, by the way. So now all this, once again, you don't want to go down before this next Lord. It looks like BTK also wants to fight for this one.
Oh! Watch for Shark. He's still keeping his distance. That's the perfect bush for a Lolita.
Yeah, perfect push there. And best player already bursted down there. You can see the speedy light wheel starting to come online for BTK. We were talking about it as we start moving later and later. This might be the last Lord for the side of Outplay. They need to maximize what they can do with it.
Yeah, and right now it feels like a 50-50, even though Outplay has a 2K gold lead. Zane does get stunned. Numion Blast about to land. Zane in the midst of it. They try to change pace, but no, they're still on a Zane. He's down about 20. Everyone does get out of the room of manipulation, but Basic still finds Zane. Promise on top of Yato, taking him for a ride. Promise might go down here. It's 1-for-1 currently. Does BTK want to respond here? Best player should be able to get this Lord. Still got to keep our eyes on ISO. 3-0 and 3. They might try to go for something.
Yeah, they might. I mean, great target focus by Outplay there because it took down the Retry to be able to go ahead and get that.
JoyBaj able to get the Divine Judgment. Numi on blast. Yato blasted away. In comes the concealed play. JoyBaj in a very bad spot. Will get stunned, taken out. It's 3 members of BTK down, and the Lord is coming. ISO! That's bad. This is rough. He has to use the speedy light wheel just to get away, and that's another utility gone.
Yeah, we were talking about this. He's baiting out some of those abilities, but here now it does feel like BTK, the pressure is on, and they are starting. They need to calm down. They need to be able to reset. This is where they're supposed to be shining. This is where they want to be in the game. But now a Luminous Lord barreling down the mid lane.
Tough situation to be in, familiar territory for BTK. Can they do it like they've done before? Holding on here, they gotta get away. Shark!
Not if that Numi on blast lands, luckily it doesn't. MOBAZANE able to move in, best player getting that grab onto them. BTK still defending, Lord down about 20%, should be able to melt it, but the inhibitor still goes down. BTK backs against the wall. Shark able to get stunned onto MOBAZANE there. They're trying to work their way onto this top inhibitor. OP doesn't want to give it up just yet, but I think this is the perfect time too.
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier. ISO still deathless, 3-0-3. If they're gonna mount a comeback, it's gonna be on the back of ISO.
Oh, they're going in.
Yato does have that Numi on blast. I'm waiting for him to use it. They crack through another inhibitor. Basic able to secure it. Down to the bot side. OP making their rounds. That's 3 base turrets down. BTK, can they defy the odds?
Again, they've got to do it here. Almost 6K behind, no base turrets available. What is going to turn it around for them, right? This is one of the big things is, like you mentioned, Traxiato, does he land? Does he take that Nuno Blast? Does he take the real world manipulation? Which is going to work better for the situation, and all the while dodging these setups that Outplay is looking for here. It really comes down to even the conceal plays. Can they get a numbers advantage? That would be crucial for BTK to turn things around once again, but does OP even make that mistake? Their positioning has been on point so far. They're forcing BTK to stay together, to keep ISO farming and farming and farming up. He's already got the immortality. He has that flicker available to him, but once those are expended, once those are gone, is that follow-up there? Is it enough? And that's where it comes down to just a team effort for BTK.
And it's going to come down to not getting caught for BTK. I feel like when it comes to these clashes, especially at the 17-minute mark, if we're talking about a 5v5, I feel like that can be in BTK's favor. They just can't lose that early player to a bad rotation, to getting caught out there.
This is the thing. For Shark, we have something in the Philippines that's called sidestep Numen on blast. A caster over there, Manjin, he called it out, and that might be what happens here, because Shark did it earlier in the game, and if it happens, BTK is in trouble. Can they counterplay around that? That's Yato. So hopefully Yato is able to utilize the Numen Blast he's holding on to now, because it's going to come down to that from both of them. This is crucial. Lord going to be worked on. Could possibly be the last one of this game number 7. Both teams taking it easy. T parking himself in the base there. Promise putting the pressure there. Might be looking to come from the back.
And right when he gets on top of Yato, OP wants to strike once again. Down comes real manipulation. Down goes Yato. JoyBaj down about half health. They've closed in. The immortality pops. And JoyBaj is out of here. It's 2 for 5. I mean, it's 2 for 0. 5-man on Outplay still stand. They might not even go for this Lord. They got a large wave of minions coming from the bottom. BTK has a bit of defense though.
As we've been seeing from Outplay, attacking from different angles, going to keep that pressure up on the base while they have best player down, taking this Lord, and this is going to keep the continual pressure onto BTK.
All right, all eyes on ISO. Can he make the play to save the day here? Basic focusing in onto the base. Nice petrified, but the Numi on blast is here. The flicker, the sidestep, the stun. MOBAZANE, immortality pops. Can he get away? No. Basic able to secure it. Promise does go down though. ISO, Immortality pops. BTK defending with all they can. They're able to last another one, but in about 10 seconds, the Lord will be knocking on the door.
Valiant effort. BTK holds onto the base, but again, that was the 4 versus 5. The whole time, best player, he's like, you know, if you guys got it, you got it. If you don't, we got the Lord now. So there's no time for BTK to breathe. They have to recalibrate, let MOBAZANE get back alive and defend once again. They have no turrets here holding on in their base. BTK, question was, can they defy the odds? This is going to be it.
Yeah, it's do or die time. Luminous Lord looming into mid. 3 games apiece, and this is the one that decides it.
All right, it's all on ISO here, right? 3-0-4, we've been talking about him all game. Can he do something that really matters? And I mean really matters. They do melt down the Lord. They do it quickly. OP not going to be able to finish this just yet as long as BTK doesn't make any big mistakes.
Yep. Yato's also got the new on blast here. Again, he does not have the flicker available. Shark's going to have it in a little bit, so both sides pretty even here. They battle it out.
Moon drops down, the world manipulation. Maybe a little bit too early there. All BTK wants to do right now is clear these minions. They don't want the fight just yet. OP's gonna have to bring it to them. Best player dancing in, out, T up to the top side, trying to clear out these waves. Once again, BTK just needs to defend. OP backing off.
Here we go.
The dance.
The dance.
A much different engagement there at the base that we saw from OP. Very careful, very surgical back and forth there, making sure that they're not putting themselves in harm's way, because we know how BTK can be with a defense.
Well, right now, I think this is just, again, going back to it. We got about a minute for that next Lord to come up, and that will be the 4th one of the game. If you guys remember before, it took down to 5, right? 5 Lords. And so far, I mean, even gold-wise, things aren't too crazy. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap there, but still, BTK doing an amazing job. ISO, once again, he is pretty much online on this carry. They just got to watch out for this. Promise.
Pull on a Promise. Comes out, not able to get the finish. Shark looking for something. Numi on blast. Sidestep! Zane caught off T in the midst of it as well, but here comes Yato with a return. Not able to capitalize on it though. Promise does go down. BTK backing off. 1-for-0 trade. BTK able to hang in here.
Yeah, Naisu was talking about that sidestep. It came out there, shocked, surprised Zane, but still able to find a kill.
Sidestep, Numen blast. That's how it goes.
Hit the right in on him.
For any of the viewers that recognize that, that is a call from Van Gene, and now Shark is doing it. But T.
He's in a bad spot. Gonna get stunned up in the boss side. Should be able to get.
Oh no.
Has the immortality though, but still another big utility gone. Yato hunting for that Numion blast right now. You can tell the way when he's stepping around. He's looking for an ult that matters. Lord getting brought down to about 70%. They're gonna keep this going. Best player looking for something. Joybaj as well. ISO holding the distance, but the thing is T has to stay in that bottom lane. He can't let anyone come in. He doesn't want to waste any time.
It's going to come down to this retribution battle if they continue this. Less than half health here. MOBAZANE versus best player. There's the conceal.
Ooh, Numi on blast return though. Yato looking for the stun. MOBAZANE still has control of the Lord Pit. It finally gets reset. Shark trying to bring it down. Doesn't land. Promise. Bulls on top of MOBAZANE here.
T.
Finally leaving. Joybaj though. Wait. That's a lot of damage. Gonna go down here. And here comes the dragon. Gonna back him off. This could be this Lord for BTK, but watch for best player. Coming around the wall here. Shark as well with the bulwark. It's still a 50-50. Promise in the bush. Trying to come into the backside. ISO there as well, but he doesn't have the speedy light wheel. Not gonna be able to output too much damage just yet. Who's gonna take this? Best player, gonna get pushed away. Shark very low as well. Forced to go back to base. ISO on the best player, but Basic's on the base. They gotta stop him. They gotta stop him. Basic goes down. The stun. That's it. So close on the thread. That's how they live. Now it's still on the Lord. trying to slow him down, but MOBAZANE won't let it happen. That's the first Lord of this game for BTK.
BTK coming back here on the side with minions at their crystal, able to pick up the Lord, and now the favor finally turning to them.
This was the question. Can BTK do it again? Defy the odds, and they're well on their way of doing it down the mid.
The Nubian flicker, Yato makes the play. They're gonna try to close it in. Shark wants to return though. Joybotch, immortality pops. They don't have the minion just yet. They got two. ISO gonna lock in.